Key creation, love and light, part 14. So when we look at the sun, it stains us vision, and then it all goes dark. So with the darkness, following it, you get all the different colours. It kind of like it goes from one colour to the next, doesn't it? As you know, as time goes on, and then it eventually disappears again. So you're going from the contrast of black to through all the colours to clear vision again. So it's like it takes you through the chakras. So we're trying to find an example of how that light kind of goes in that kind of way and stuff like. But I think that worked best in a way. So you get those colours, that transition of colour. And so that's like a streak in a way, a streak. So when you've looked at the sun and it's past your vision, so then you got like a streak of light on you and stuff like. So you can see all the different colours in these rays, and I don't know, in between there as well, kind of thing like. So it's showing you that transition in a sense. And so how our eyes are like the sun in that kind of way, how they function. So then we see it on flies' eyes. And so in this area, it's kind of like either black or non-existent of colour. And then on the edges, you're seeing all the transition of the colours changing, and then it's the more colourful, I suppose. So we see the same thing going on there as well. They look black at one angle, but if you the way you look at it and the colour changes, it depends actually, because that some of them do. Some of them are just black, and then as you look at them a different angle, you can see like all the different colours and stuff. And like when you're looking at the surface of oil. So eye migraines, starts off small. It distorts your vision. They've put a cloud, a blurred area, which that's inaccurate. What happens is it coils and it comes from the circle and it comes out, so it's following Fibonacci spiral. But even the small area, it's there. You can, as soon as you can discern it, that's what distorts your vision. So it bends the light as it's coming through, and it creates this like zigzagging pattern, and they all overlap, and the lines go over each other and in through each other. It's like when you look at the surface of water. I did that short video. It's showing you the side of the boat and reflection of water on it, and all waves are all overlapping in that kind of way, and it's like the same pattern which comes through there. So after a few moments, it'll have developed more. The light will be coming from a point. You'll see where it comes from. So it's showing you the same pattern, like the star in the last video where it shows you the spiral. So in terms of how Qi functions and works, this is showing you what it is in a way. Like I said about like spiritual downloads and stuff like that. I think everybody has them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like every chapter of your life, you need like spiritual updates or whatever and stuff like. But also with all the colours as well, it's that mix of all the spiritual elements which are kind of coming through with it. So we see it there as well. It's only subtle. I can't, see that bit of green, red type of thing. So this is what it's like in a sense. It's like the chakra of consciousness, and if you go inside the chakra, that's what the world looks like. So you can see the colours And then the vision, you know what I mean? You can see properly there. It's more distorted as you go out, and then eventually it's reached its limit of perceivability. You know, if you were in there, you'd be able to walk around, you'd be able to jump over that river or go in a direction, you know what I mean? And the perception is from your point. So like that little bubble is going to determine it in a way. Let's say that bubble's inside there, you know, that's its perception. So same for us, you know, like whilst we're in the realm, that's our perception. So for documentary, a spiritual documentary, I think it was about like stories of people from maybe no-death experience or ghostly encounters or that type of thing. Not thumbnail. It showed you like these bubbles, but inside it was just filled with light and a person, say. But the person looked occupied, like you were like caught up in whatever situation that you were in. You know, I mean, having a conversation with somebody and whatever it is and stuff like it. And you know, the other bubbles suggested that they had the same thing going off. So it's like, you know, bubbles of consciousness in a sense. So that's what it seems to be in a way. So we have our aura, and we have his first dome, his second dome, his third dome. So in relevance to like the sun having multiple domes, either domes are different aspects of the sun, you know, which would maybe act like domes anyway. So this is how many domes are on here. So you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Included the center. Well, it's not included them. So you get 7 colours rather than 8. But your center's white. So another example of expansion and contraction. You got fear and love. So how that kind of works. And quantum DNA creation rather than evolution. So the soulmate aspect as part of a realm. So 2 people to come together, and you got your Vesica Pisces. So I could twist it and say it's that way. So it's flat plane of existence that exists here. Your neutron star is the 2 spirits coming together, male and female. So you see the Vesica Pisces in that kind of sense. It kind of creates a circle. And so, you know, where your realm is in that kind of way. And also, I can't twist it, I'll go back to the previous one. If I twist it, oh, then what would it now? So you've got your circle. If I twist it, and that circle is right there, it's not illustrating it, but it goes around the Vesica Pisces, so to there kind of thing, and that fits in it. And so you can see the positioning of it. So you see a torus field, and we can see a torus field, like joined as one. Then we normally look at a torus field that way, but when we look at it there, it's appropriating it to be sideways. So, you know, that potentiality for the orientation of the realm. See, it kind of gets confusing because there's so many different ways of looking at it. Like that young star, it had the Vesica Pisces that way. So the realm would be sat inside. And so, you know, there's still that question, really. Neptune. This is photo, no manipulation or all that kind of thing. It looks like a genuine, authentic photo, if anything. It might have some manipulation. It's in near infrared wavelength. Sorry, as I read for Tom. But it looks like a star in terms of how you see it in the sky and stuff like. It's got more of a purplish and blue white kind of contrast when I'm looking at it with my phone. You can see them. That's what made me read it. And it's like, oh, hang on. So, but in terms of like spheres of consciousness, and also like the earlier stages of a realm, like the 7 days of creation, it's kind of like that kind of story. It's only got a thin ring around it compared to Saturn or Jupiter's and stuff like that kind of thing. Jupiter's were invisible, I think. But this is another example. So radio waves, infrared. So again, like this sun aspect, and again this bright area, it's almost like Jupiter. It says Neptune, if it focuses in. Neptune. So, that's a bit of sun-like. And again, the colours. So that's another example of it. It looks see-through, kind of ghostly. So, going on the spirit aspect of things. Neptune again. It's interesting of them 2 points. It almost looks like the ring goes through the sphere. I'm not sure. It reminds me of FPV's work a little bit. But see, now when we look at this one, it's like all the sunspots. It looks like the surface of a sun. So that relationship between them all, it doesn't really seem that far out to say that they are different expressions of a sun. All the different wandering stars. Rings around a star. Quite often I've seen supposed to be photos of a galaxy, and it looks pretty much the same as this. And they're saying that another galaxy's gone through it, and then that's what created all the rings in these other galaxies. And quite often they're in spirals, aren't they? But for some reason, there are some which are in rings, and the scientists say another galaxy's gone through it, and that's what's created it. I disagree. I think it's the expansion and contraction. And the galaxy into galaxy, it's a realm, just one realm. And all the other stars or whatever, all the chakras which are kind of creating the realm. So we've got Jupiter, and looking at it as the sun. So again, in radio wave frequencies or infrared or whichever it is, you're getting all this fiery kind of look. Which, it makes it very sun-like. So another aspect, we've got all those sunspots, all those kind of things. We've got them like dotted about. They're like in lines, aren't they? So you have too close together. See quite a lot on there. It's like easy to see him. So it looks a bit like these. Now, there's two sides to this. There's all the froth which is breaking up after wave's gone over. You see wave. So, but it's matching up with the heavens in that kind of sense. So that spiritual connection and stuff. So they're in patches, like they're close together. You know, it's almost like you've looked at the sun and now you've created a stain in your vision, and now you know, it's like you can look at it several times, like you're trying to see something near the sun, and then you know, you stained it several times, like in these kind of ways. And they do tend to follow a line. Sometimes it's scattered, but the water, like the peaks and troughs, we're creating different lenses and shapes, so it bends the actual image and stuff when the water's taking the photograph of the sky. It's outlined. It looks like faces as well in that kind of sense. So the pareidolia, you know, there's more to it in that kind of way. You see the line, the two lines there. It looks like it's watched the sun all day. Maybe that's a different day, a different part of the ocean that's seeing it. You know, the tide moves, so its lens is moving as well. And yeah, throughout the day, kind of thing. And like brighter in the centre sometimes. That's how big it is. A 1 foot realm with the black hole. You get your two suns, the sun, the horizon with its reflection. You see in part of shape. So like the peacock feather is that area. So back onto this. You see, at this angle, it looks like the water flowing. You see waves turning. It's going that direction. So you see all other waves coming and then crashing. And this is like water in the foreground. You still got waves of sunlight glistening off at water. And that could be further waves in the background, but it also does look like clouds. I mean, there's subtle differences in a way, but why can't I do one? No, wrong picture. So, above the clouds, you've got the sun throughout the day. So you look at the full picture in that kind of sense. But like as a bubble of consciousness, it's like we're seeing a magnified part of the realm in a sense. It's almost like that. I mean, it's strange when you look at the previous image and you're seeing like all the left brain way of seeing it and stuff like. But then seeing it like that in a way, it does give you that alternate kind of view to say that it is like a bubble of consciousness. So because it's round, it's got that magnification, and then you're like literally like looking into the realm. It's kind of like maybe this is where or how the fish get the pictures of the ocean. It's like the same kind of picture in that way. Like if I show the clouds, I show the sky, I show the sun, I show the waves. So another look at it. Let's see the clouds. It's like the sunlight's getting caught in the cloud, opposed to like it's on the surface of the sea. So the sun's up there in that area. So again, it looks like the ocean, and you got the sun in clouds, so like the sun reflecting off the ocean. It's picture's blurry, writing's not. It just looks like that. It's kind of strange because it's like, I mean, really? Like I said, when you look at the other picture, that left brain way of looking at it, it's kind of like, oh, it's just clouds, from storms or whatever and stuff. But I don't know, I kind of like this look of it. So you got different wavelengths for Jupiter. So, visible, X-ray, infrared, and radio. Why is that one tilted? They didn't tilt these. Multi-wavelength remote sensing of Jupiter provides access to both reflected sunlight. That's what the image is called anyway. But yeah, I don't know, it gives a different perspective in a sense. It's difficult to look at that and say it's water as such, but if it were in its early stages, because there's two sides of it. It's like that is the male and female suns, which is spinning around each other and creating the spiral in that star, like we saw in the previous episode. And as the chi kind of expands and contracts and all that kind of stuff, all the matter that comes from it, whatever matter it is, like I said, sand, salt, I don't think salt would make a strong enough barrier, but but I mean, how hard can you make glass? They make glass harder by reheating it up, you know what I mean, and then letting it cool and then heat it up again, and it gets harder and harder. So there's something in that, you know what I mean? Maybe it has created that dome, and then as it's continuing to create the realm within there, this is what we're seeing, and it just so happens to look like the waves crashing and the sky and all those kind of things. Or not just so, but maybe it's part of that matchup. It's kind of like like we'll look at them bubbles and we're seeing inside and stuff like that kind of thing. It's a bit like the crystal ball kind of thing and all that kind of stuff. It's Marvies. That one's got blue sky. for instance, kind of thing. Like, I quite like this one because it's dark on both poles, so they don't get 24-hour sunlight in either of them. What's that about, you know? And that's interesting. It's like a chakra wheel, like a chakra with chakra support in it, so it's kind of like a super chakra. Which is really interesting. It's got a face. So is there something in that kind of same way? It's like that bubble of consciousness, you know? So yeah, a post from it having dark at the poles, it's bright at the poles. So it's giving you, I don't know, a different aspect of it in a sense and stuff. But he's giving you that sun colour, you know? And it even looks like the horizon there. It's like waves of the horizon, the sun setting. You get your wave there. Again, is it necessary to put this tilt? Is everything tilted in space? Well, that's another thing. It's not space. It's the spiritual realm. It's consciousness. It's how consciousness is developed. You see, that one looks like it's got a dome. It's like the development of the eye, all that kind of stuff. Like I say, it's the same thing but different. That's ultraviolet, infrared, enhanced colour. Seeing it like water, but from a great distance, you know, then those patterns might make sense in that kind of way. I can't remember thinking about that one. If we stretch them out like that, it looks similar to like your horizon and stuff. Sunlight catching off at water and all that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know, it seems far out and stuff like, but it's kind of like getting that aspect of things. So where were we? That one. You see like that? Bubble of consciousness. You seeing that colour? And then when you look through a airplane window like that, that looks like Jupiter. It's not much different. Anyway, this is more for the light. How we see the light and how it changes from day to night and stuff like that kind of thing. You get this gradation, which is like how we see it on those bubbles and such. which we'll get on with in next episode because I'm running out of time. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.